What is up, you guys? It's your favorite tarot reader, and I am back, sis. Except for I'm not back with another read. I'm back with the prayers of a light worker. Okay, y'all, this is going to be one for the books because this topic has been so heavy on my heart. It's been very much on my mind, and um, I hope that I can get everything out that I want to say in the most meaningful way, because I feel like there is so much happening right now. There's so much happening right now. Just with the patriarch system being like broken down, men being in power, um, masculine energy being the only force of power, being the only drive, being the only force. I don't really know a word to say, but I feel like that whole paradigm is being broken down. And I feel like one of the main ways that that's starting is not with the government. Like, I feel like that they're trying, but I feel like the main way that the patriarch is being broken down is our divine feminine. So if you are a divine feminine, I feel like within the last 3 years, your gifts, your mind, your spirituality, your body, everything has expanded. Everything is expanding into what it is exactly that you want. So this video is more geared towards my divine feminines. Even if you're a man watching it, you're in a feminine energy. I feel like this is one of those topics that has to be discussed, and we can't tiptoe around it. We can't act like it doesn't matter, because I personally feel like God is a woman. That's my personal belief. Y'all don't have to believe that, but I believe that she made us in her reflection, and as a way for us to understand our power, we had to be oppressed. We had to be, we had to lead from the back. We are continuing to lead from the back, but I kind of feel like with things changing and women now leading from the front, it's becoming a problem. I feel like it's creating problems, and people's relationships are now kind of being affected. I personally believe there is a masculine and feminine in every relationship. It doesn't matter if you're a same sex couple, transgender couple, no sex couple, whatever. I feel like there is a masculine and a feminine energy in each person. I feel like we all have both, but we all harness one more. So in a relationship, I feel like there has definitely been power struggles, even within friendships and family dynamics and stuff like that. I feel like there has been a huge shift. Yeah, I feel like there has been a really, really big shift. So I did take some notes because, as y'all know, I be forgetting really, really quickly. So I just want to throw out what I kind of want to touch on in this video. But power struggles in relationships, jealousy, struggling to adjust to trauma, addictions, trying to fill voids, and then just women shielding and protecting themselves. That's kind of the main gist of today's video. The main thing that I think is coming out is the power struggle within relationships, because as divine feminines, I feel like we have been through so much. If you're a divine feminine, God has taken you through some stuff. God has gotten you through some stuff. God has allowed you to experience things in order to reveal your strength to you. And as a feminine energy, I personally believe we hold more weight and more struggle than anyone, because and I kind of want to say especially in the black community, but it's not excluded to just the black community. But for sure, I feel like one of the ways to break women in the black community was to take our men away. And I feel like it was just our mindset. It could have been, okay, we're going to take these men away so that y'all can flourish, so that y'all can thrive and realize that, okay, as women, y'all can do it all by yourself. But I feel like somehow it turned into we're less because we don't have a man. And over time, I feel like women have become very angry and bitter. I watched the movie, what is it, Economy? I don't know how to say the word for real, but I'm pretty sure y'all have seen the movie with Taraji. Y'all know what I'm talking about. And when I watched it the first time, I was so with her. Like, yeah, girl, you know, whatever, like, hate that nigga. And then I watched it again, and I'm just like, wow, you know, like, sometimes we really do have to be there for people in their struggle, you know, and we can't be upset when they're struggling. You know, if we love a person, we have to decide we want to be there no matter what, whether they're struggling or not, you know. And I feel like women have become very upset, very angry. There are a lot of single women who have become so independent and stuck in their trauma and their independence that we don't allow ourselves to be loved. We don't allow ourselves to be vulnerable. And we create this bridge of independence where it's like we don't need a man. We don't need anyone. When as women, I feel like we deserve to have somebody protecting us. We deserve to have someone treating us and caring for us and honoring us. You know, we are God's creation. Not saying that they aren't, but, you know, as a divine feminine, as a woman, we are creators. We have the power to create. And I feel like it is the feminine's job to create. And men, the power struggle is men want to create. That is the struggle of right now. If y'all look at the world, women are real life business owners, young entrepreneurs, young and getting it, young single moms just out here striving for better and doing that shit. Like, women right now, it is a time to be alive for women. And as we come into ourselves, as we find ourselves, I feel like you start to become mistrusting of the people in your life, because as you start to look over the things you've been through, I feel like you start to question yourself, like, okay, how did I allow this? Or you start to, on your feminine journey, I feel like you real life have no choice but to go over everything that has happened into your life. You have to go over everything that has been done to you, that you have allowed, you know. And I feel like when we go over these things for a while, it does create mistrust in our blessings. We see blessings and automatically we like, fuck that shit, like, this nigga ain't gonna be shit, or something bad gonna come out of this, or I'm not gonna make it this, or I'm not, you know. We live in our trauma. We live in the cycle of our trauma. And as women, as such emotional creatures, I feel like we hold on to emotions that came from trauma. And when we do that, we hold on to the trauma as well. When we don't express ourselves, when we become so hard that we are in that masculine energy of not wanting to be emotional, or feeling like it's a bad thing to be emotional. That's why women are emotional. That's why we have a period, because we go through so much that we have to have a form of release, you know. And I feel like some women, you know, through experience and through trauma, we try to stop being emotional. We try to stop being loving. And that's kind of gearing into the relationship problems, because I feel like relationships right now are taking a hit. If you are in a relationship, I feel like your relationship is struggling, sis. Like, even if you guys are happy, I feel like there are underlying issues in relationships right now. There is a power struggle. Women are really in creative energy. And I feel like a lot of men are not meaning to be jealous or envious of the women that they are with. However, I feel like it is the season for women and children right now. I feel like men have had their time, and they have proven that they need us. They need us. And it's kind of like an outcry right now from the divine masculines, from the masculine energy. It's like, okay, I need your energy to create. I need feminine emotional energy in order to hop out of whatever energy I'm in order to produce, you know. I feel like women create and then men produce. Like, we are the creators. We created the idea or the child or the home or the life, but it's up to the man to protect what we've created. They are our barriers. Their bodies are different. They're, you know, they are meant to be kings. They are meant to be protectors. That's just how it is. That's why when you look at a man, you think about, oh, I want a masculine man, right? Like, that's just, I mean, I say masculine, I meant muscular. But that's kind of like, and I'm not saying that's everybody's type, but if you think about a man's body structure, 9 times out of 10 you do think about it being a lot bigger than yours, or stronger, or tougher, you know, and that is their role. We are not meant to be hard. We are not meant to get through everything alone. That is not our role. And I feel like there's a thin line right now between people. You know, I feel like we want to connect with people. As divine feminines, we're in the energy of wanting to create. So we're ready to create the lives that God has shown us in our dreams, or we're ready to be the women that we know we can be. And at this point in our journey, I feel like we don't want to regress. We don't want to go back. We don't want to accept being taken off our rocker. So it's really easy to leave people right now. It's really easy to cut off friendships and relationships and family members and stuff like that out of just, I'm doing me, I'm learning, and I'm growing. But man, it takes two to tangle. And I just feel like, and I said tangle, like entanglements. I don't know why that came up, but I do feel like there's a lot of entanglements. There's a lot of people getting into situations and not realizing how powerful love is, not realizing how getting into something when you're not healed can be hurtful. You know, if you look at their situation, you have a married couple, you know, who the man is in very feminine energy due to watching his mom be hurt. And then you have this woman who is in very masculine energy because her mom was on drugs and she had to do for herself, right? So you have this very masculine woman who is in this very masculine energy, while Will is over here trying to create, trying to be a divine feminine. You know, he's always with the kids or whatever, this family man. You then have this very masculine energy that is very hurt from childhood, from wounds, from things that have not been opened up. And you have her craving a certain kind of thing. You know, you look at people and you really see yourself in them. You know, so you have these entanglements or these relationships or situationships that we're getting into, and we see people needing love, or we see people needing attention or care or whatever, and we're attracted to who we are in them, right? And as women, you know, I feel like we're attracted to naturally nurturing someone who needs help, like a child. You know, that would be in our natural DNA. It would be in our natural programming to want to help, or to want to heal, or to want to nurture. That's not necessarily in men's programming. That's not in the masculine programming. Their energy is to protect and to provide. And so when men are getting into these situations and they're hurt and whatever, they are seeing a reflection of the woman that they want. They are also seeing a reflection of their divine feminine side. And sometimes it does scare them. Sometimes it freaks them out, like, hey, I see you for the woman that you don't even see yourself to be. A man will see your worth before you see your worth. That's period. Men find their wives. So a man who truly loves you, even if he's not going to be your husband, even if y'all not going to be together forever, a man who truly loves you understands the value of you, understands what you bring to the table. And sometimes it scares them because they don't understand that they're seeing a reflection of them. They don't understand that they're seeing a reflection of something that they can live up to, or that, you know, they can obtain, they can have. You know, so immediately there's a jealousy there, or there's an envy where it's like, I'm the one supposed to be protecting and providing for you, yet and still I see you doing X, Y, and Z. You know, so then that becomes a thing. But overall, I feel like it's so it's so important that we kind of take time to realize that as women, we have to literally take a lot of shit. Like, we have to go through a lot of shit. We have to get through a lot of shit. And I feel like we can't be scared to experience pain. Like, as a divine feminine, we have to realize that we can do it all, baby. We can take it all on. We can succeed in anything that we try. We are literally creators. Anything that we want to create, we can create. Like, we can bring into fruition. It's just a matter of wanting to. It's a matter of believing that you can do that specific thing. You know? I feel like also as divine feminines, we have kind of been programmed that this is all that we're worth. Laying up with a man, or being there for a man, cooking and cleaning for a man, being a housewife, stuff like that. Those are all boxes that divine feminines are put in order to keep you somewhere. Just like with black people, okay, y'all are ghetto, y'all are this, y'all are that, poor, broke, whatever. Like, there's all these boxes that you would put people in. There's these boxes that you put people in, and after so long, there is an energy of like wanting to break free, wanting to be released from it. And I feel like in a lot of our relationships, the divine feminines are wanting to be released from trauma and pain and hurt. It's like we want to get to the next level. So for us believing that we want to get to the next level means no more pain, means no more hurt, no more crying, no more tears, no more struggling. That's what it's like supposed to mean, or that's what we think in our mind is supposed to happen, when whole time this is the time where God is really going to show you, like, you can do X, Y, and Z, you're capable of X, Y, and Z, blah blah blah. Like, I feel like this is a time where you're being shown what you can do, and instead of us standing in our power, I feel like a lot of the times we latch on to what other people are feeling, what other people are experiencing, because again, we are natural nurturers. So a lot of the times in these relationships, we feel the brunt of whatever our significant other is going through, instead of understanding that we are our own individual person. I feel like we get into these relationships and we forget that we are the prize as women. Like, we forget that we have power. We forget how divine we are. And in that sense, we go into protection mode. When you forget how divine you go into shielding yourself in protection mode. So there's a lot of maybe breakups, or just leaving your person, or kind of just deciding that you want better for yourself and deciding to just walk away and take yourself out of a maybe very stressful situation. It feels like this is happening back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. Like, it feels like you trying to fill yourself up, and with another person in the mix who maybe doesn't add to what you're doing, or a person who maybe doesn't fit in your puzzle piece, it feels kind of like feeling like everything has to be perfect, when everything doesn't necessarily have to be perfect. Everything can't really ever be perfect. And there's kind of this energy of, well, it has to be because I'm changing. Everything has to be this, and this, because I want different now. And while, yeah, that's true, I feel like as divine feminines, we don't understand how much struggle we really gonna have to go through in this lifetime. Like, this is not some cakewalk. It's not easy. This is not gonna be some shit that just happens overnight, happens within a year or two, happens within 10 years. Shit, this is forever. This is forever. Like, as the divine feminine, you do carry all of the weight of your significant other, of y'all children, of y'all family, both of y'all families. Like, women hold a lot of weight, in the family. And over the years, I feel like that weight has just been diminished. And women have kind of forgot how much we can really handle. So it's causing that shift in all of our relationships, where it's kind of like, if you are not living up to exactly what I need, then you can't be here. I've dealt with enough hurt. I've dealt with enough pain. You have to leave. Like, you have to, if you are interrupting my journey, you have to leave. So we're in a very much guarded, protective, like state. And I feel like God is also protecting us from a lot right now. I feel like God is shielding us. All the divine feminines who are there, who are here working on ourselves, I feel like God is allowing certain people to be removed from our lives because they can't go, or they're not willing to go where we are deciding to go. And it's painful as a divine feminine to lose out on people or to get rid of people. Even when we know people shouldn't be in our lives, I feel like we hold so much of their pain. We hold so much of us not wanting people to be mad at us, or us not wanting people to feel a certain type of way about us. As women, I feel like we do kind of care a lot about what other people think or what other people say. And whenever you do something with the intentions of other people feeling some type of way or reacting in some type of way, I feel like it becomes less authentic, because you're doing it for the reaction of someone else. And a lot of times pride becomes so overwhelming when you are a divine feminine, because you start to question, how much am I really supposed to go through? Am I supposed to just put up with anything? You know, we get in these positions of, I deserve everything, so everything has to come to me, you know, and we get kind of lazy, or we feel like we don't have to work as hard for a relationship or within a relationship, because we like, shit, we so healed, we the divine feminines, like, you got to come to me correct, you got to want me. But then we become so hard because of our trauma, we forget that maybe we're also a problem. Because of our trauma, we won't allow a blessing to be a blessing. We won't allow a lover to love us. We won't allow men to pay for stuff or just give us money, or, you know, we look at it as, oh, that nigga tricking on us, or he trying to use me, or I'm paying for pussy. No, bitch, no the fuck you're not. Like, you should want to ask for stuff. You should be able to ask your person for this and that, and, you know, like, you should feel completely okay with it. But over the years, I feel like we have been trained and taught that we can't ask for something that we aren't worthy or deserving. Says who? Says who? You know, I feel like women are just, and women judge other women so harshly. Like, if you think about, like, strippers and sex workers and all that kind of stuff, like, I fucks with them. Like, their job is fucking hard as a bitch. It's stressful, and you're dealing with energies that you don't even know about. Like, you dealing with stuff that you don't even, you know, like, you helping men and you healing women who are looking for comfort in you know. And I feel like we look at them like, oh, they're nothing, or they don't have self-respect or whatever. But you got to understand, those people are putting value on themselves. I don't care if it's $10. Shit, it's bitches out here fucking niggas for free. It's bitches out here that find a nigga, fuck a nigga, and that's it. And not saying that there's anything wrong with it, but as women, we have to know our value. And it's not even about something that's monetary. It's not even about a nigga giving you money. It's about somebody giving you respect and love and the things that you desire. Even if it is money, shit. As divine feminines, we tell ourselves that we have to be a certain kind of way. We have to be quiet. We can't ask for shit. Like, we have to just be everything a nigga need. But we don't never tell ourselves, like, damn, is it time for a nigga to be everything that I need? I need a break. I've been stressed out for years. I deserve someone who will nurture me now. You know? And I feel like as women, we get so stuck in our trauma that we forget that we're allowed to make a list. We're allowed to have requirements. You know, we're allowed to. And this is another thing, because it's like, okay, I'm going to do a video on that. But yeah, like I feel like it's totally okay to have standards and to have a list of what you want. But sometimes when you're a divine feminine and you making that list of manifestations, I feel like sometimes we don't necessarily know what we want in love because a lot of us haven't received that before. And a lot of us have a distorted version of love. Either it's a fairy tale love or it's a toxic love, but there never really is a balance because everybody loves life looks different. What works in my relationship could be completely different for my friend, or what works for my auntie could be completely different for my mom. What works for my dad could be completely different from my uncle. You know, so people have different love lives and different love languages and different things that they will accept versus not accept. But there's a sense of kind of allowing God to kind of like show you what's for you instead of just asking, instead of just expecting, being open to just receive, you know? Being open to receive blessings. Like as divine feminines, we are worthy and deserving of just random blessings, of random money, of random massages, of random candies and flowers and random love and random affection. Like we are deserving of all of that. And I feel like when you are given that, naturally you'll want to give that back, or you'll want to give it back before somebody is even giving it to you. But as women, because of our trauma, we forget that we get to manifest those kind of things. And when the power struggle becomes so big that somebody stops showing up, and again, I said this is geared more towards my divine feminines. So I feel like a lot of the times the divine masculine will stop showing up as a cry for help. All right. That's kind of going to lead me into this video of how I manifested my husband. So if you guys would like to hear the rest of this, head over to that video, you guys. I am taking personal readings. You guys can cash at me at CapriceCooks. You can also email me or Apple Pay me at CapriceCooks@icloud.com. All right, y'all. I'm out of here.